Good evening, adventurers.
Good evening.
Good evening. That
I don't
sounds
think we've
weird.
ever done that before.
Have we ever said that before?
Good evening, adventurers.
Our road trip has taken us through Birmingham, Alabama. Not
Yeah.
Birmingham, England.
Birmingham.
Birmingham, Alabama. We're going to be spending a couple days here and just doing all the must-do things in this city. We've been planning this for a while, so it's going to be like our must-do travel guide
Yes.
for Birmingham, Alabama.
And the first stop we have made is to this, well, we're actually at a festival if you can hear music in the background.
We got in and we didn't want to just go straight to bed.
Yeah, so tonight, once a year, they do this thing called Secret Stages, and we just happened to come through on the weekend that it's happening. If you were to look at the lineup for this festival, you probably wouldn't recognize many, if any, of the bands, and that is precisely the point. They have recruited all these bands from all over the country to come here to, I guess, show them off to you so that you can find new talent. And so far, we have not been disappointed. It's been a lot of fun. Also, since you guys know that our diet has officially ended, we are kicking things off with a bang. We came to Avondale Brewing for this show tonight. We actually got, it's kind of like their version of White Claw. What was the name of this?
It was just hard seltzer, black cherry.
Black cherry hard seltzer, and I would say it tastes like spiked kombucha, and it is pretty much the best first drink that we could have asked for.
Hey yo, I breathe in and breathe out, blowing trees out. Westbourne minds soaring to the free south, simulating melodies, asking what them keys bout.
Guys, one of the coolest things about Alabama that I've noticed is that dogs are actually allowed to drive here, and they're surprisingly good at it.
That was rough.
Your joke was better than mine.
I know. Thank you.
Birmingham has a bunch of different farmers markets, but I think we picked the best one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, this is the Pepper Place Market. Everybody is out today. It's a beautiful day. There are so many dogs everywhere. They have tents everywhere, food trucks, vendors.
I think it might be the most amount of people I've ever seen at a farmer's market anywhere in the world. Everyone is here, and there are so many dogs, and I love it the most.
But you guys know how much we love farmers markets like this because you can get fresh produce, but you can also get amazing coffee usually. You can find, I'm on the lookout for some sunglasses as I usually am because I always lose mine.
Left his in Texas on accident, and we are also on the lookout for a delicious breakfast. It's going to be really hard to choose though. There are so many stalls here with so many options.
Awesome, thank you.
Down in Charleston, they got a dance they do. Ain't up to it, it's easy to do. They call it shake that thing. This is hey, shake that thing.
The vibe at this market is great. They've got like an old-timey swing band back there and people are dancing and stuff. It's awesome. It's called Pepper Place because this was the location of the old Dr. Pepper syrup plant. So I guess they made soda syrups here. But this market has been going on here since about 20 years ago. And what's really cool about it is that you're only going to find local Alabama products here. And I learned that in order to sell here, you have to be within a 200-mile radius of the market. So it's all local stuff and you're supporting the local economy. And there's actually just a bunch of awesome stuff here. We settled on breakfast burritos. Super classic. Eggs, potatoes, cheese.
I thought chili peppers in there. I don't know. The line was really long at this particular stall though, so we figured it must be good. Well, we officially spent way too much time at that farmer's market. It was just so fun walking around. But we have somewhere very important to go. Deep, deep underground.
Our next stop is DeSoto Caverns, which is about an hour outside of Birmingham. It's this huge cavern that as you walk in, it just completely opens up. It's full of stalactites and gigantic stalagmites. There's also all kinds of flowstone, which looks like it's flowing like water. And I think that these ones over here, I think she said, are some of the largest in the world. And they are massive when you get up to them. Are you enjoying it?
I am. I think this might be the biggest cavern we've ever been in.
Yeah.
When you come in, it's so dark and you can't tell, and they turn all the lights on, and as you can see, it just opens
up.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
Cave tour was awesome. Can recommend. They did a whole laser light show. I had no idea that was a thing.
It was really random, but really fun.
But they actually have an adventure park here. There's so much more than just the cavern. There's golf over there. There's all kinds of different rides. There's a little gyro thing that spins you upside down that Allison wouldn't let us do.
Oh my god. I don't think you would have gone on it either,
Yeah,
sir.
secretly I'm just blaming it on her.
I would have passed out and or thrown up all at once. It would have been a nightmare. But it's so cool because if you get here at an off time and you don't make it into the cavern, you got plenty to do.
Yeah, sadly, it's raining. It's a little gross, and we spent too much time goofing around in the cave, so we're gonna go off to our next thing.
Which is food. We're gonna get food. For lunch, we have come to Purcell Farms. It was less than a 30-minute drive from the caverns. And it is this amazing property. It's huge, and it has all these golf courses. It also has all sorts of activities. I think you can go horseback riding. There is a gun range. You can stay here.
I think there's a lake you can go on, and all kinds of
stuff. You
stuff.
can do anything and everything here. Unfortunately, it's still raining out, so.
But the view from out there is spectacular.
Yeah.
It is like some classic Alabama countryside.
Oh, it's beautiful. Even with the rain, I kind of like it. And so, what better to do on a rainy day than eat? They actually have a pub on the property, Old Tom's Pub. We have all sorts of meat-centered items. We have our classic Scotch eggs here, but what I'm really excited to try is this little bad boy. These are farmhouse egg rolls. So this is shaved Angus beef. There should be some mushrooms in there, and it's got this lovely rooster sauce, which we asked what that is. Apparently, it's like a ranch chipotle sauce, I believe. I gotta get some of that on there.
That's a good bite.
Oh man, so good. Ooh. Ooh. I took a really big bite. This is just perfect. The outside is so crispy fried, and then the beef in there is so tender. I thought since it was such big hunks that it would be kind of chewy, but it's not at all. The mushrooms make it really savory, almost like a stew. The chipotle makes it pretty interesting, a little tangy. All of it together though, super savory, probably super unhealthy, but I do not care. It is so good.
That's our lemonade.
I really suck at pool. It was kind of close.
To be honest, we both suck pretty bad, so we're gonna get out of here. Birmingham is also known for having a bunch of amazing breweries, and there's no way we were going to leave here without going to one. I guess we actually went to one the first night we were here, Avondale, where we were at that concert, but we weren't really there for the booze necessarily.
And we didn't get beer, so we had to redo it at this brewery.
So we came to TrimTab Brewing, and I was wondering what TrimTab meant, and if memory serves, it's like a smaller rudder that's attached to a bigger rudder, and apparently it's a metaphor for this tiny little rudder making small moves, but it causes a huge change in the movement of the ship or the plane or something like that, okay? Look it up if you really want to know what it means.
Talk about a small move with a big impact. I moved this wrong and spilled all of our beer.
Yeah, so we were going to get this beautiful shot of all the names, because they write them down here, which is so helpful, but we were going to get a beautiful shot of it, and then Allison ruined it.
I trim-tabbed it.
They are known for IPAs, experimental stouts, and fruity sours. We kind of stuck to the fruity sour end of the spectrum. We've got Margarita Gose, Lemon Berry Icebox Pie, Beach Please, and Paradise Now. Well, this one has the best name. Should I try that one?
Yes.
It doesn't indicate anything about how it actually tastes, though.
It should be guava and plum fruited sour ale.
Guava and plum? All right. Woo! It's sour, wow. It's real tasty. It tastes like fruit juice. It's like spiked fruit juice, basically, with a little hint of beer. Very, very drinkable. Let's see what you think.
Oh no, do I have to drink it now? Shoot. Ooh. Oh, it's like really thick.
Yeah. You can see how cloudy it is, but it's really like thick fruit juice with no pulp. We're just kind of strolling downtown near our hotel, and I gotta say, I don't know what I really expected from Birmingham, but it's really clean and well put together downtown. There's all these vintage buildings and stuff.
It's really nice. It seems like they've preserved a lot of their old buildings, so it has this really nice retro vibe, pedestrian friendly and bike friendly. It feels like a city, but very accessible, I would say.
It's also just a beautiful day out here.
It's lovely. Not a
incredible.
freaking cloud in the sky.
Yeah. Would you have guessed that the world's largest cast iron statue is actually here in Birmingham? So we came about 15 minutes outside of the city to Vulcan Park to witness this gigantic statue before us. It's 56 feet tall and it symbolizes the Roman god Vulcan, which is the god of fire and forge, which is kind of a symbol for Birmingham's roots in the iron and steel industry. It was created originally for the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. A really funny story, they actually lost the spear when they were shipping it back to Alabama. So for a while it became an advertising statue, just holding things like Coca-Cola and I think a pickle jar at one point. I think it was actually at the fairgrounds. Then they moved it over here and they kind of restored it in 1999. And now it's back to its former glory.
I'd say the view alone in this park is worth coming for. Check it out, you can see all of downtown. And if you want, you can actually go up. There's a little elevator on the side of the statue and you can get up even higher. Get a slightly better view if you're so inclined, but I think this will do for us.
Yeah, we also flew the drone, so we've already seen it from up there.
Yeah, we've kind of seen it that high.
Birmingham and Alabama in general have played a huge role in the civil rights movement. And next up, we've actually come to a park that commemorates that. It's called Kelly Ingram Park, and it served as the central staging ground for large-scale demonstrations during the civil rights movement in America in the 1960s. As you stroll through the park, you're going to see a bunch of different sculptures that are related to the history of the civil rights movement.
This park is also the start of the Birmingham Civil Rights Heritage Tour. So you start in the corner over there and then it takes you all through downtown on a self-guided tour where you can see all these important and significant events throughout the civil rights movement here in Birmingham.
So each one of these has a bunch of info about different events that have happened, so you can actually learn a ton just by strolling around the city, and you get to see the city, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And we've been really enjoying the downtown area in general.
Yeah, the downtown is beautiful, and this is just an extra bonus that you get to learn about the history here while you do it. Y'all, Birmingham is known for delicious food, and since we have been here, we have had so many amazing meals. You saw that we went to Purcell Farms and ate at Old Tom's Pub, and the food there was just absolutely incredible. And then we went to Peasit's Food Hall. Peasit's? I'm not
We
quite
couldn't quite
sure.
figure out how to say that
I
one.
don't know, but it had so many amazing restaurants to choose from. It was so hard, but what stood out to us is this place called Alabama Biscuit. Eric got this amazing biscuit sandwich. It had bacon and cheese and aioli and deep fried chicken on there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm still dreaming about that.
Perfection. And then there are also tons of food trucks. So you can get really nice food, you can get really affordable food, you can get really southern food, you can get really fancy food, you can get everything
But most
here.
importantly, delicious food.
Delicious food. And speaking of delicious food, we've actually come to 5 Points Public House and Oyster Bar. It's a mouthful, but they should have some amazing oysters, some great seafood. We just put in our order. I cannot wait.
All of our food has arrived. It all looks super fresh and super delicious. Allison ordered a dozen oysters that she's gonna mostly be eating by herself. Maybe I could be tempted to try one. I'm not a huge fan of raw oysters.
Oh, you're gonna try one today. Look how beautiful they are.
Yeah,
How can
there's
you not try one?
So many different kinds of them. They look amazing. We also got these beer battered cheese curds that people online were raving about these. So those are gonna be good to try. And then this is one thing the place is actually famous for is their burger. And I think this burger's gonna be really damn good. I mean, look at this thing. It's insane.
Are there 2 patties on there and bacon?
Yeah, 2 patties, bacon, lettuce. There's some giant pickles on the bottom, and then a delicious bun. So I'm probably gonna dig into this first, and then you can decide which oyster you want to brave. That's how you take a bite, y'all. Falling apart. It's so beautiful. I didn't want to destroy it, but it had to be done. I love a burger where the meat is the star. The sauce on there is good. It's like an aioli sauce, but it just adds a little bit of a butteriness to it. But the star really is the meat. It's these thin patties that are grilled just perfectly. There's so much flavor in these little grilled bits on the outside, but it's nice and juicy on the inside. The burger was amazing, but I was actually the most excited to try these beer battered cheese curds, because I honestly didn't even know what the heck that was, but they're little, you know, obviously curds of cheese, and then they're beer battered. And we got some jalapeno sauce over here. Ooh, it's a little spicy. Wow, it's really delicious. Tons of flavor in the cheese. Oh, and they're a little bit sweet. Yeah, there's like a little sweetness in there too. Real delicious. Now you have to decide which oyster you're gonna try.
Okay, for lunch they're only $1.25 a piece, so we went with a dozen. I don't know, Eric really wanted me to get a dozen of these. I think he just thought it was gonna look so cool, but he better freaking help me. I'll go with this big sucker. I'll do a little lemon. Maybe I'll do just a little pinch of hot sauce. Here we go.
You guys will have to tell us in the comments if you chew the oyster or not, because I never know if you're supposed to.
I guess I give it a few chews. Ooh, that was nice. Ooh, super creamy. Not very salty at all. No bits of the shell, which is always my favorite thing. I hate crunching into a shell.
Yeah, they're like perfectly shucked for us.
That was very pleasant. Yeah, so these are from all over, from Florida, from Virginia. Now, leave me alone, because I'm going to eat these shrimp and Shrimp and grit?
Take 2. Well, that's gonna do it for our time here in Birmingham. This city completely surprised us, from the way that they embrace the history of the civil rights movement here, all the amazing restaurants that we went to, so many different options.
Yeah, we had so much fun. We got outside of the city, we explored downtown, we ate everything. Yeah. I'm so glad we were here over the weekend, so we got to go to the farmer's market. It was a pretty enjoyable time here. We actually came back to where it all began, here at the Dr. Pepper place?
Yeah, Pepper Place.
Pepper Place, yeah. We got us some cold brew for the road, a little goodie. I'm gonna miss this southern food, you guys, because we are off to Europe next, which is gonna be so much fun, but so much different than our little road trip. I'm sad it's coming to an end.
But all the places that we went to today are going to be linked in the description below, and also a bunch of places we didn't get to go to, so you can make your own perfect time here in Birmingham.
Goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.